purchased a home where?
East Orange.
In New Jersey.
New Jersey, yes.
Do you live in the home?
No.
So you purchased it for business?
Business, exactly.
It's a business, and you rent out rooms or space in the home?
That is correct.
How large is the house?
It's a two-family with an attic and a small basement.
How many people do you have generally as tenants?
Nine total.
Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, it's probably more than that.
Is this one of your tenants?
No, he's just a plumber.
In any event, this is what your lawsuit is about. So now I understand the house. There are a whole lot of people there, and they're living in a lot of different little spaces, nooks and crannies. Your case alleges that you rented the defendant a space in your house. You describe it as a corner of the basement because he was paying you initially $100 a week.
Correct.
Now, in the basement, how many people live in the basement?
It's only him and the super. They were sharing a space.
So, two people in the basement.
Yeah.
Is there a bathroom in the basement?
More like a half bathroom, just a toilet.
Is that right? Did you have just a toilet?
Yeah, there was just a toilet right there.
Sink or just
No, just
just a toilet?
No, actually there was a sink. There was a sink where the one that he broke. It was not like a sink. It's called
not a sink.
Shh.
Like a tub. It's considered as a sink. You can use it as a sink.
I don't care what you can use it. A sink is a sink. I don't understand what you're
Right,
talking about. So he had a space in the basement with the manager of whoever you have managing all these people who were living in the house, paying you $100 a week, and it is your claim that he caused some serious damage to the property. Mm-hmm. Tell me on what date he did that.
August 1st, 2024.
Tell me what happened.
So on that day, I'm on my way to New York to my family home, and I just get a call from my super. He was sounding very frustrated. He was telling me...
You can't tell me what he said to you. That's hearsay, unless he's here.
Okay, well, I got a phone call, and
And as a result of that phone call, what'd you do?
As a result of that phone call, I had to call the police right away. But when I called the police, they said, well...
You can't tell me what the police said. So first thing you did, you called the police. What did you do physically? Did you go to your family?
No, I actually had to do a U-turn and head back.
Tell me what you found at the house.
So when I went back to the house, I met with the cops there, and they was finishing a report.
Was the defendant there?
No, he was gone by that time.
And what's next?
So I went downstairs and I saw the damages. I saw that the water was splashing all over. I got a video for that. And they also gave me the police report. The police report is right here.
I'll look at the police report.
So then pretty much my super, he's not here, but she sent me the video he took earlier when the water was splashing all over the place.
I don't care if the water's splashing all over.
Listen
to me. I so far don't have any evidence that the defendant did anything. So I assume that you have either a witness or a video showing me that the defendant caused any damage to the house.
I sent the defendant a message. I said, hey, why you didn't do that when I was there? I'm gonna take you to court. You destroyed my property. He said, go ahead.
If what you're saying is that he confessed to damaging your property, then I'll see the video and I'll see that confession.
All right.
If all he said was, go ahead, that's not a confession. So far, I have no evidence that he caused any damage to anything. I'll take a look at the video while you're looking for a text message, but I have to have proof. I look to see if there's damage. You have to connect that damage to the defendant.
Correct, I got you.
Okay, so now let me see. I hope it gets better.
Hold the fire, the water coming. Check it out. I cancel the water because the bulb over here is broke to the hole. The bulb over here and the sink no work. Therefore, I cancel the bulb. But you have to do something to that guy, man. For real. I don't time telling you what's coming up to that guy. But you don't want to listen when I talking, man. You see now, he's telling me he got a knife on me. Then I got my tooth.
Okay, so now I see that there's water and there's damage to, I don't know what it emanated from. Now you have to somehow connect the defendant to the damage in the basement.
This is the messages that I text them.
I want you to take a pen that Kevin is going to give you and make a circle around what you claim is a confession by him that he caused damage to your property because you were texting him. Mr. Moma,
Yes, Your Honor.
the first thing that you say to him, he says to you, you're going to get sued for what you did. I hope you're ready to pay up. I'm going to courts tomorrow. You say, go ahead. And then he says to you, you could have did that when I was there, waiting until I'm
Do
not
what?
there.
Exactly.
He says to you. And your response to him is, never touch my stuff, bitch.
Yes.
I just want to know what that meant.
Okay, so on August 1st, like you said, I went to work, and then I got back,
Yes.
and then I seen my stuff out in the living room where everybody walks around.
What stuff?
My luggage, my bags, my everything in
So it
the
was,
living room.
just a second, so your stuff was in the living room.
Yes.
And then what happened?
I took my stuff and I left.
Okay, so you didn't cause any damage to the
No.
basement.
No.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Well,
That's a
Mr.
lot.
Diallo, I don't know whether or not the defendant caused damage to your property, but it's your responsibility. You're the plaintiff. You have to bring a witness. And instead of bringing the plumber, the person who took that video seemed to have information about who caused damage to the basement.
Correct.
Why didn't you bring that witness? He works for you.
I did try to bring him. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. So what I did was,
Well,
again,
unfortunately, then he couldn't make it. If he couldn't
so the
make it, you have
second-
no case.
Again,
He's gonna say
he
you
didn't.
understand
I know he's
exactly.
lying. He's
You
gonna be lying, of
understand-
course.
you
Nobody's gonna say they
understand-
did something
You're
they
trying to
did.
talk over me, sir. You understand exactly what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you need more
This
proof.
is a court.
Right.
You need more proof. You need proof of who did the damage
Correct.
to this disgusting place that you rented to him for $100 a week.
Yes, I understand.
And you chose to bring somebody who has no proof. And you have an employee who works for you,
Right.
who lived in the basement, who you could have brought. Well, so there's a doctrine in the law that if you have a witness or evidence that you fail to produce in court, there's a legal presumption that works not in your favor because you have the evidence and you chose not to bring it. All right. First of all,
And Your
Mr.
Honor,
D-
may I say something?
why would you want to say anything? You're not losing, right?
Yeah.
Case is dismissed. Thank you very much. We're
I
done.
understand that she's doing her job, but at the end of the day, if I'm showing you messages that someone is telling me, go ahead, do this on the same date that the thing happened, you should put two and two together and actually found out that, yes, he did do the damage.
I'm content with what the judge had just said because I didn't have nothing to do with the situation.
He got a little upset, emotional, and took it out on my property, and that's why I said, why you didn't do that when I was there through the messages.
He texted me telling me, oh, I did something, and I'm like, no, I didn't.
I wish the one that actually was there at the time that gave me the video could have made it, but unfortunately, he couldn't make it.
But I'm happy I'm not living there anymore.
That was a pretty sad place to live in the corner of the basement. I don't care, flood or no flood. And the plaintiff bought the house for that purpose. So there were at least 9 people living there. I haven't used that negative inference or negative presumption in a long time. You remember it from law school?
A little bit. It's a little
bit.
far off,
Yeah.
but
If you have evidence or documentation as a party to a civil litigation, and if you choose not to bring that evidence, then the finder of fact, in this case it's me, or the jury, can assume that if you had brought it, it would not have been favorable to you. Because you have control over it. So in this case, the plaintiff had an employee who clearly he had knowledge of what was going on. He chose not to bring him.
But at the end of the day, it is the plaintiff's burden to show the connection, and here he didn't.
And
He tried to make a leap with the text messages, but I feel like an innocent person could have texted those same messages. So
he did not meet his burden, and his burden is a small one, but he didn't meet it.
All right, this case honestly made me stop for a second and think, seriously, man, what kind of living situation is this? So, the plaintiff, Abdul Diallo, bought a house in East Orange, New Jersey, but he didn't live there. He bought it as a business, basically renting out spaces in the house to a bunch of people. And when I say a bunch of people, I mean a lot of people. At least 9 tenants, maybe even more. Now the defendant, Momo, was renting a corner of the basement for $100 a week. Yes, you heard that right, a corner of a basement. What the landlord claims, the landlord says that on August 1st, 2024, something happened in the basement. According to him, water was flooding everywhere. Pipes or a sink were damaged. The basement was seriously messed up. and he claims the tenant did it. So he brings the case to court, saying the tenant destroyed his property. But here's where things fall apart. Judge Judy immediately asks the most important question. She says, "I see damage, but where is the proof that he did it?" And that's the whole case right there. Because in court, you can't just say, "He did it." You have to prove it. The evidence the landlord had, the landlord shows, a video of water flooding the basement, some text messages. But here's the problem. The video only shows damage. It does not show the tenant causing the damage. And the text messages? All the tenant said was, "Go ahead." That's not a confession. The big mistake. The person who actually recorded the video, the building manager, the super, supposedly knew what happened. But guess what? He was not in court. And the judge basically said, if you have a witness who knows what happened and you don't bring them to court, the court can assume their testimony would not help your case. That's a big legal concept called negative inference. And once the judge said that, you could tell the case was basically over. The tenant's side. The tenant says he came home from work, saw his stuff in the living room, grabbed his belongings and left. He says he never damaged anything in the basement. The final decision. Judge Judy says, yes, there is damage, but there is no proof that the tenant caused it. And in court, the burden of proof is on the person who files the lawsuit. So since the landlord couldn't prove it, case dismissed. My honest reaction, seriously man, you go to court accusing someone of destroying your property, but you don't bring the one witness who actually saw what happened. That's a huge mistake. Because in court, it's not about what you believe happened. It's about what you can prove. No proof, no case. And if you enjoy real courtroom breakdowns and honest reactions like this, make sure to support the channel, like the video, and subscribe for more courtroom drama.